Welcome to the Midwife Pit Podcast Bitesize, the home of all things pregnancy, birth and motherhood. This week I'm sharing with you some golden moments and nuggets of information that will change your pregnancy, birth or postpartum journey for the better. You'll find the full episodes linked in the description. But for now, wherever you are, let's dive into some short but transformative chats. Today's clip is from episode 33 with Chessie King, chatting about loving your growing, changing body. In this clip, we share our own experiences, learning and watching our bodies change as we grew our own babies, and how Chessie navigated a curveball in her birth plans.
I would always be called the mom of the group, and my friends would kind of be embarrassed because I would tower over them. I think I was like 5'11" by the time I was, I'd say 14, 15, which when all my friends were like nipple height, which would be handy if I was breastfeeding them. I was always aware of it, but it took me probably up until I'd say from 14 years old to about 22, 23 to really just become best friends with my body, and really appreciate everything that it can do, everything that it has done for me in my life, and that in turn helps me celebrate other women's bodies. And now, as we both know, in the stage of pregnancy that we're at, I think we're 10 weeks apart, so you're 20 weeks, I'm 30 weeks at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds
which
right.
Is so lovely, because one of my friends is 10 weeks ahead of me, and it was so nice having that, like, I don't know, someone to look up to and go, oh, you're at that stage. Like, it feels like it's so far away, but it gives you that insight, doesn't it? That excitement of like, oh my goodness.
And oh my goodness, it flies by as well. I feel like so far my second trimester, so I'm like halfway through the second trimester now, it's just flown by. I don't know about you. Have you found it's gone really quickly?
I wish I could say it has, Pip. Like, actually, no, I don't know if I wish I could say, because everyone, like all friends and family that we haven't been able to see because of obviously what's going on, it's funny because they've all said, oh my God, that's gone so quick, it's whizzed by. But my experience has been a little bit different to it whizzing by. I'm still kidnapped by hyperemesis some days, and it's just a very different experience to what I thought it would be. But I've kind of had to just surrender and let go of any preconceptions that I had or any ideas of how my pregnancy should have been, because I feel like, especially as I wanted to be a mum even when I was like 4, and my sister was handed to me, and my parents were like, right, she's yours, you've got to look after her. And honestly, people would be like, what do you want to be when you're older? And I was like, a mummy. And they were like, for work? I was like, yeah, a mummy.
Love it. You're literally living your childhood dream now.
That's it, I know. And I think I've kind of had that idea in my head of what my pregnancy would have looked like and what my birth would have looked like. But honestly, these 30 weeks have taught me resilience. They've taught me just surrendering and letting go of anything. Like, instead of thinking, oh, I've lost days to sickness, thinking, but I've gained this whole level of appreciation for my body, another new level that I thought was unobtainable because I thought I was already there at like full capacity of appreciating my body, and just celebrating the little girl that I'm creating and being like, I'm doing it for you. Like, this is amazing. I get to meet you at the end of it all. It's not I'm sick and I get nothing from it. So it's been phenomenal. I'm so lucky to be on this, just experiencing it all.
Oh, I love that. And you have been really honest, haven't you, about your troubles with hyperemesis, which, I mean, I had sort of morning sickness between weeks 5 and 11 that seemed awful to me. It was like every 20 minutes and constantly vomiting or gagging or feeling nauseous. But for you to have had it for like 30 weeks and probably it's going to continue now. It's unlikely
to
wake up and go, sorry, I've just broken that like awful.
That's me, I'm not friendly.
But how have you coped with that? Because I know this is something that lots of women do struggle with, but quite often, especially on sort of social media, we portray this image of pregnancy being this big blow. And actually, quite frankly, sometimes there are bits that are kind of pants and they're really tough.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, that I think, obviously not as a midwife or not as a medical person, but with the understanding that I had pre-pregnancy from doing a doula course and from just being so fascinated by pregnancy before, I think I have seen it in maybe just a different way of appreciating how pregnancy can be so goodness me, like you can never plan it, can you? It's so unpredictable, pregnancy. And for someone that from an outside point of view, like my friends and family have gone, oh, I'm so sorry you've had the worst pregnancy, and I'm like, no, this is not like, I have obviously nothing to compare it to, but also it's not been the worst. I don't look at my pregnancy and go, oh, I've been really sick. I just think, wow, like how resilient is this body, and how incredible that she it's like a secret language. When I'm feeling sick or I've just been sick and I get back into bed, she kicks and she's like, I'm okay, mum, I'm good, I'm still here. Like, and that for me is like, oh my God, we've spent every single day of our lives, of her life together, like every single day that she's been in my tummy. I think it's flipping it. And obviously when I'm being sick and it's the 20th time of the day and I haven't been able to even keep down a sip of water, there is obviously a massive part of me that is like, oh, I really kind of wish this would stop now. And it's funny, every time I am sick, I look at Matt and I call it the slip and slide mouth. Like, you know, everyone gets that symptom before they're sick.
Yeah.
Mine is like a water park. Like my mouth just starts going all like juicy and gross. And then I look at Matt and he's like, oh no, he knows the look. And then I'm like straight to the bath. And I think maybe one time I've been sick over the toilet, but I can't even think about being sick over the toilet because it makes it feel worse. Whereas in the bath, yeah. But I honestly think to anyone that is suffering with HG or anything, to be honest, it's not just the sickness, it's anything that maybe you didn't, I don't know, you can't obviously plan anything, but anything that you're going through, like chronic back pain and pelvic floor pain and all of these things that you kind of hear about and you go, oh, I probably won't get that. Like if you're listening and going, oh, it just feels like my whole body's being taken over and it doesn't feel like mine. I think for me, the most valuable thing has been just stripping it back down to when it feels like that and it's really overwhelming and I'm like, oh, I just wish that I could stop being sick. It's really like just kind of connecting from head to toe and being like, right, what changes are going on in my brain? What changes are going on in my heart? Like, obviously we know, we all know the foundations of knowledge. We don't need to go into the depths of like the medical science behind it all. And like doing almost, you know, at the end of yoga, when you almost, you scan your body from head to toe. Yeah, and I love like connecting with every organ and every bit of my body and going, wow, like you are doing the most phenomenal job. Like, thank you. Like, keep going, keep creating this human. And that for me has really helped me bring it back to, okay, right, yes, it might be the 20th time you're being sick, but the basics of it and the foundations of it is I'm still making this human, and that it blows my mind.
I hope you enjoyed this bite-sized clip, and why not go ahead and share it with others. If you want more, go back and listen to the full episode linked in the description. Before you go, please can you do one more thing? Make sure you've hit that subscribe button, as it helps me and the podcast reach out to and support even more women with crucial, expert and reliable information through the podcast.
I'm Laura.
I'm Lauren.
And this is Go Love Yourself. And she went, you're 26? I was like, size 26, yeah. And she was like, oh, right, that makes sense.
This is the show where we're learning to love ourselves a little more and taking you along with us.
I grew up never seeing anybody that looked like me, and that made me feel like not part of society, like almost like not a woman, because I just never felt like I fit in.
If you've got a relative that is mean about your body, Laura, what do we say to them?